There was a time when our things didn't clash much, right? But in order to explain the clashing of Des Bryant and Nicki Minaj and their rift, I have to get into explaining something else that didn't used to clash as well. But it now does. And I guess it kind of makes sense this clashing, right? If you don't know, this all has to do with Jay Z, Rock Nation Sports, Micah Parsons, a player for the Dallas Cowboys, and Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. I'll get back to Des Bryant and Nicki Minaj in a second. So, Jay Z, hip hop mogul, but now business owner, right? He's involved in a lot of ventures. One of them is Rock Nation Sports, which is the agency for athletes, right? They're a representative for athletes. And basically, the reason this all started, currently, Micah Parsons, the person, remember I showed you up top, he's button heads with Jerry Jones on contract negotiations, right? And basically, Jerry Jones had told reporters that part of why he likes to, he's justifying his reason, right? Why he likes to sometimes deal with the players directly is because he said he had an experience with Jay Z and Rock Nation, who represented Des Bryant years ago, and things went a certain type of way. So now here's where Des Bryant comes in because his name is involved, right? And Des fires off, says, Jerry Jones, I don't think it's smart to mention my name. I quite quiet about a lot of unfair stuff. You get it. He says, we can get the story time going, right? I do want to mention the Rock Nation Sports with a little bit of sass as well. Also gave a statement that says, hey, the claim that Mr. Carter or Rock Nation did not return a call from Jerry Jones is not only a false statement, but it's a comical one. As you see above, they said apparently Jerry Jones, Juan Perez, shout out to Juan, Jay-Z, and Stephen Jones, negotiated a 5-year, $70 million deal. At the 21 Club of all places. But okay, yeah, on a napkin. But all right. I guess that's how billionaires do things. After this, about story time, that's where Nicki comes in because she hears Rock Nation and she's saying, all my story, let's play a game. You want to do a story, and then the Desiree Perez, you get the point. You see where we're going with this, right? You get it? Okay, cool. So that's how we got here. Now, initially, Des Bryant kind of said, yeah, let's play a story game, whatever. I'll tell a story about Cowboys. But I don't think Son was picking up what was going on. But eventually, he says he wants to know problem, Miss Nicki Minaj, and she says it's Mrs. Petty because she is married, right? But the issue, I believe, also comes from this. Right here had to do a little deciphering, but I believe this is when Nicki had, a back and forth with Meek of some sorts, and Des Bryant might have said his piece or two, and Nicki's saying, "Hey, I remember this actually," and then it just went left from there. Now, if you left it up to me, I would say that's not necessarily reason to get involved in Jerry Jones, Des Bryant, Micah Parsons, Jay Z stuff. But Nicki has bone to pick with Jay and Rock Nation, so when their name comes up, you know how she's going to go about it. You know my opinion on that. I think your issue with them go straight on rather than latching on. That's been my opinion. But in a world today where everything is interconnected, Jay-Z could start a Rock Nation sports business, and then that becomes another brand that connects to the NFL. It's all intertwined, right? So that's where we are. I hope I explained it a bit well. I couldn't show you everything because some of that stuff is a bit vulgar, and I'm trying not to get this account taken down.